Hello, Peachy fam. I am still in Toronto, Canada. Today we are getting into camera talk, but before that, I just want to remind you, Peachy merch is on sale. Rep that Peachy life. About YouTube events such as Buffer Festival, this is why I am in Toronto, Canada, is meeting people that I have watched on the internet, but becoming friends with them IRL. Some examples of the awesome humans I've been hanging and filming with. We have Maddie right there. We have Peter Mckinnon right there. And as usual, the Jonathan Hill. This is a sick skate park. Crushing on the board. He's repping the Peachy merch. Wow, art.
Do you want me to see if I can see you on the frame? Okay, cool.
Am I in the shot? I don't know.
You're right.
All right, let's talk about cameras. Whoa.
I'm just pumped.
Whoa, okay, Peter, there is a rumor out there. What have you seen on the interwebs that is true, false, you know?
Yeah, I don't know that we should necessarily like give out the actual answer, but it looks like we may or may not be related. Yeah.
Wow, what do you guys think about
resemblance?
That?
I mean, we talk
drama.
We talk with our hands a lot, like in different videos. That's only just one of the similarities. The commenters, the hair, maybe the same color, face.
Who knows? And we love cameras, so this is what we're gonna talk about today. Yeah. Cameras and why maybe having a 4K camera or just focusing on those super shiny specs isn't the most important.
Yeah, like the pictures in the box. It's not about the pictures in the box. Don't judge a book by its cover. You need to read the whole thing.
There you go. So let's start out with Kodak. Not Kodak.
Not the brand.
So let's talk about Kodak. But I think a way that people get confused about it is when you're choosing settings in a camera. You can choose 1080, you can choose 4K. Sometimes you have options to record at 100 megabytes or 50 megabytes. What does that little number beside the 1080 and 4K mean in terms of Kodak, and why is that important?
So it's the quality of the 4K. So I like to use the example like the Mavic versus the Inspire. They both shoot 4K. But the Inspire 2 is obviously it's way more money because that 4K codec is a much higher quality. When the camera shoots that 4K, it exports it inside itself, all the magic happens, and it exports that footage to a memory card at a higher quality. So that's kind of what you're paying for. That's why these cameras, these super cameras, these cinema cameras are so expensive, is because those codecs are way better quality than the codec of an entry-level DSLR. And that's where I always say to people, like, don't just be fooled by the box that says like 4K, because there's way more that goes into it than just the logo.
So full disclosure, I mainly shoot Sony. You mainly shoot?
Pretty much shoot Canon, yeah. Yeah.
So
but we're still friends.
Yeah, oh, of course, we can still get along.
Yeah, we can still hang out.
In terms of the quality of the image, there's also something like color science. You've made a video explaining this, but explain why is that important? Because as a Sony user now, I love the cameras I use, but something I miss is Canon skin tones.
Yeah,
and it is,
everyone loves that.
Yeah, it's different. So why is that important?
Well, it's the whole look, it's your whole style, right? It's the look at the footage, it's how it grades, it's how it edits and posts and stuff like that. Like if you want like good looking skin tones, it also helps speed up your edits. So like you don't have to do as much to the footage. So if you want to get something out quickly, with maybe something like Sony, I've noticed, not knocking on them, but like I have to edit Sony footage a lot more to get it to like where I almost am happy with it, which is just what Canon shoots color science wise out of the camera. So it speeds up the edit for me, and then you just get that look, which is going to be a style. Like a friend of a friend, you guys have probably heard of Sam Colder before. He like mainly shoots Canon just for the color science, like all specs aside, just for the color, because that's, you know, one of the first things people look at aside, like, oh, cool cool content is like, oh, this is beautiful, like this is great imagery, right?
Right. And something I will say on the Sony side is you do have more flexibility within even the cameras from the RX100, the super small point and shoot, up to the A7S, because you can have the S-Log profiles. You have over, I don't even know how many, but there's many profiles to choose from where you can get a very flat image that allows more potential for color grading.
Yeah.
But if you have no idea what you're doing, it's very hard to make that look good.
But you'll notice there's way more potential. Like if you're editing any kind of log footage, like you can do so much to it and make it look so many different ways. But if you don't have any log settings at all, you can kind of like do one or two small tweaks and then you're done, like nothing else.
And that goes back to what we were talking about Kodak in terms of color grading. Can your footage hold up to the grade?
Right, and if you have a higher quality Kodak, it's all coming together, folks.
The third and final thing, we are going to talk about something that people don't think about, battery, and also the weight of the camera. As you can tell, this is a Canon 1DX. This thing is insane. I mean, this is huge. I mean, this thing is spec'd out. It takes a beautiful image.
It's a beast.
But speak to the weight of the camera, the battery. How long can you shoot on this?
Okay, so like, look at this. Boosh, like this battery this is massive. It's a huge battery, but the best part is like I don't have to switch it almost all day. Like if I'm vlogging, I'm doing B-roll, I'm shooting 120, I'm doing photos because I can switch back and forth. Maybe 2 batteries if I'm being like obnoxious about it and I'm just shooting like everything, but just 2 and like I can go the whole day. And the reason I love how big this is, which it looks like a nuisance, let's be honest. Like you see me vlogging with this in public and you're like, what is that guy doing? That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But the weight, it is heavy, yes, but that helps with like stabilizing the camera. It gives me more stable handheld shots. It's easier to actually not get shaky footage because that weight is like holding down like my arm. It's just like it's more solid. So yes, it can be a positive, but that can also be a negative when you break it down and put it in your backpack.
Exactly. And full disclosure, this is one of the most expensive Canon DSLRs out there.
That too.
However, I was an avid user of the Canon 70D, and the battery on DSLRs traditionally are going to be better than mirrorless cameras like Sony's line of A7S, A7R. So that definitely is something to think about, and these are some of the reasons why maybe that 4K little label on the box isn't the most important.
All things to think about when you're buying a camera.
Boom. Peter, those scars on your hand, what is that from?
It's from falling on the one wheel at 32 kilometers an hour. I couldn't run it out fast enough because I can't run that fast. And I used this to like cover my face so I could still do my intros. And yeah, it was just bad choices.
Yeah.
One wheel actually called me and they were like, what are you doing? I was like, clearly I don't know.
So it's time. Let's see if I can do this without wiping out on my face.
You got it. A little bit.
Okay.
You want to go back? Lean back.
Lean back.
A little bit.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
Good. If you're gonna fall, jump with both feet. But just like try not to think about it too much. Just nice subtle movements. Got it. Yeah, perfect, perfect.
That was insane.
But it gets going pretty, like, so the faster you go and like the more momentum you pick up, like the easier it is.
Right. I'm gonna try this. This is the front?
Yeah, it's front, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
And then go.
Slightest movement, yeah. It's like really like, it's gonna feel it.
Super shaky, super shaky.
That's Maddie, get it.
Dabbing on them taters.
Maybe need some 120 of this thing in.
She's killing it.
All right, to the skate park, guys. Here we go. Oh my God, can I do that?
Nice, there you go.
John, you're a very good skater.
Thanks, man.
Can I get
Appreciate
some
you.
dabs?
Did you actually get some footage of me riding around?
I did.
Oh, nice.
I did. Quick reminder, only 5 days left to cop the Peachy merch.
Get there while you can.
Special thanks to Peter and Maddie. Thank you for filming.
No worries.
Thank you for knowing so much camera stuff. You too, as well.
Hey, full disclosure, he teaches me a lot of this camera stuff, so.
Always texting him back and forth.
Go subscribe to these lovely humans.
How do you say it?
About.
Sorry about that. Is that American?
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Lovely skate park in Toronto, Canada. I am headed to the airport right now. Let me know if you like this video. Hit that subscribe button down below. Everyone's links are down in the description below too. And remember, peachymerch.com. Until next time, stay peachy. Okay, bye.